When you run DGUS, you will see a list of previously worked projects. Click on the list and open a project. The first thing to do is to load the background image of the screen, like placing food on a plate. Load the image file for the first screen that appears when you power on. This is the original image file, not the ICL file. Of course, you must use an image file with the same contents as the ICL file. Sometimes the screen size may appear different, in which case you may need to reset the screen resolution. At the top, in the Settings menu, click Set Resolution. Select the same resolution as the original project screen. Now the screen appears correctly. Okay, now that we have our plates ready, let's take one of the many dishes you see above and place it on the plate. Among them, let's use the Data Value Display widget control, which is the most basic control that displays received data as text. Okay, after selecting the Data Value Display menu, draw the size in the desired location. On the right, you can see the Properties window for this widget. All widgets have a Properties window like this. At the top, you can see the type of this widget, its position, and its width and height. You can also adjust the positioning and size here. VP is an abbreviation for variable point and refers to the memory address where this widget is stored. When sending data from a device such as Arduino, if you send data to this address, the data of this widget will change and be displayed. It is displayed as a 2-byte hexadecimal number. VP addresses can be in hexadecimal, from 1000 to FFFF. In general, addresses use only the upper byte, such as 5100, 5200, F100, F200, and, except in special cases, the lower byte is left as 00. SP is an abbreviation for stack point, and it is the address to replicate the unique design properties of this widget shown on the right. When there is an SP address, DWIN monitor is executed by referencing the widget properties in the SP. Therefore, when the property is changed, it is immediately changed to the changed property. For example, the color of the text can be changed in real time. However, since the original properties are the same, all properties are reset to the original when booting. If you leave the SP address as FFFF, it means that you will not change it. First, leave the SP address as it is, and set the important VP address to 5000. Of course, you can use a different address. Select the desired text foreground color. Using SP, you can change this color property. Select the desired text size and alignment. You will adjust it through the preview. The data to be displayed is specified as an integer. You can also display the length of the data to be displayed and the data units. Integer digits refers to the length of the number of characters to be displayed. Decimal digits refers to the length of the decimal point, and since only integers will be used, leave it as 0. When the screen is on, enter the initial value while showing. Usually it is 0, but you can check the position and shape with a preview by entering the maximum value. When finished, set it to 0. Now that the property settings are somewhat complete, click on an empty space on the background image to see the settings results. You can close the preview by double-clicking the bottom part of the preview window. If you keep previewing, you can adjust the appropriate size and location, etc., directly with the properties or the mouse. The font style depends on the previously created font. However, the font style or size currently visible may appear differently on the actual monitor. When applying it later, you need to adjust it separately while looking at the appearance on the monitor. Once you're done adjusting your widgets, copy-paste the completed widget and drag it to place it where you want. Adjust the size to fit the display range. First, change the VP address to 5100. If the addresses are the same, the displayed data will also be the same. Adjust the font size and change the font color as needed. Erase the units so that only the numbers are displayed. Of course, you can modify this widget as many times as you want to fit the screen. As before, copy-paste this widget and drag it to the location below. First, change the VP address to 52000 and adjust the font size, font color, etc. in the same way. You will see the 3 completed widgets. Now, for testing purposes, reset all the default values to 0. Once the task is completed, click the top menu, Save and Generate buttons once each.
Goodbye. See you again. Like and subscribe, please.